You don't want to hear that. But it's also when men complain about the double standard in like marriage, like what you said, as far as it being a gamble, it's a terrible gamble for a wealthy man. It's terrible. Because like it's essentially a financial agreement. It's not a love agreement.
Well, no, you're asking the government permission to be with a girl, and if you decide that you don't want to be with them, now you have to go ask the government, and then you have to get lawyers involved, and it's this whole process that, in my eyes, it makes both parties feel well, not both parties, because usually it's kind of like a magnet, like one is pushing a little bit further than the other, and it's so there's one kind of like always chasing or whatever. So for me, it just makes the party that's a little bit less invested just feel trapped. And when you're in a relationship and you feel trapped, the first thing you want to do is run, right? So you got this one person, that inevitably ends up feeling trapped, and the other person, kind of gets lazy or complacent. And I feel like it just snowballs. There's like a lot of momentum things, right? So if relationships just starts kind of going downhill and you're trapped in it because you're legally bound, I just feel like it's just going to get worse and worse. And the girl's going to stop giving the blowjobs, and the guy's going to resent it. And then maybe he cheats. You know what I mean? It's like this whole cycle that just wouldn't happen if you were hanging out because you wanted to hang out. Because let's face it, if you're hanging out with a chick and you like her and she's cool, and then she just decides to just completely let herself go and she turns into a fat ass, or she just like stops wanting to have sex with you, you're just going to fuck other girls, or you're just not going to hang out with her, right? But if you're married to her, you don't really have a choice. I mean, now you're kind of like, you got to ask the government permission and, this and that.
Yeah, you got to get lawyers involved. You live in